Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gannon, alongside my partner, Jack McNicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you have the chance, go check out our website, justsayingfootball.com. Follow us on Instagram at JustSayingNoGWJS for article and video updates. And don't forget to check us out on Spotify to get us in your ears at Just Saying Football. The week continues with some Monday Night Football action down in East Rutherford, New Jersey, when the Buffalo Bills make their way to New York to take on the Jets. Buffalo currently favored in this one by -2.5 with an over-under here of 46.5. Jack, break down this game for us.
Yeah, so obviously New York Jets, debut of Aaron Rodgers, a completely new era. MetLife is getting some noise this week, back-to-back games, and the Bills obviously favored as the away team. We saw the Bills make some noise until they got stopped in the playoffs last year, but whole new Jets team, whole new identity. Breece Hall coming back. You got Dalvin Cook joining. You got a lot of veterans, including Aaron Rodgers, as I mentioned, on this team now. You're really going to have to step up. We talked, both of us have different people in this division winning the division, and essentially it's going to come down right now. This is super important. You're playing in New York on 9/11. You're playing against a division rival. It cannot be a bigger stage set for them.
No, absolutely not, especially for the Aaron Rodgers debut, like you're saying, and obviously, the Hard Knocks has been out there, and the off-season training camp videos, so there's a ton of hype going on with the Jets. I think there's some validation behind that as well. I mean,
for sure.
As a Minnesota Viking fan, I've seen it firsthand the handful of years with Aaron Rodgers there.
He's just happy he's gone.
I'm very happy he's gone. He's someone else's problem. He's out of my division. It's a wonderful thing right now. Just some things to break down. Von Miller still out for 4 weeks on the PUP list, recovering from the ACL. And another big thing I just want to get into is the defensive line depth.
Yeah.
Of which Jets, man.
Of the Jets?
I think it's scary.
Jets got a good D-line this year, Sean? Tell us about it.
Great D-line. All right, let's just rattle off some names. Right off the bat, we have Quinn Williams just signed his contract, rightfully so.
Big Money Williams.
Big Money Williams.
We just got to get a shout out to him.
It's been electric since he's been around. Chew, bless you. Thank you. It's an all-time. Quentin Jefferson, Jonathan Franklin Myers, Carl Lawson, Solomon Thomas, Will McDonald, and Jermaine Johnson. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there's 5 first-round picks across that entire defensive front. We've seen it throughout the entire preseason. I think Josh Allen's going to have his handful right now trying to run away from these guys.
Yeah, we got to ask, how are the Buffalo Bills offensive line, Deion Dawkins and company, going to respond? Obviously, the Jets, Robert Saleh, Sean's been praising him for years. His defensive focus is that front seven. And when you have two corners like Sauce Gardner and DJ Reed, you got Marcus May, a vet out in the back. Now you're talking about a straight-up dogfight that you can have for Josh Allen, who loves to improvise, who's got one of the deepest arms in the league, and he's got Stephon Diggs. Now, I do want to talk about Stephon Diggs against Sauce Gardner this weekend. Vegas got him 69.5 over-under. I'm taking the over. What do you feel about it? I know you're a big Diggs guy, but you love Sauce. So.
I'm taking the under on that. So two games last year that they went up against one another. It was 10 targets for Diggs in the first one, 5 catches, 93 yards. Not too bad. Second meetup, 5 targets, 3 catches, only 37 yards.
Wow.
Now, one of the things I just also want to point out is that Josh Allen struggles against the Jets. Granted, he's 6-3 against them. He has a winning record against them. He wins. But that touchdown to interception ratio is 8-7.
Yeah, it plays a little dirty, especially last year. That ended last year.
Right, and think about the last 2 years with the Jets offense. It's just like, imagine getting these turnovers, then you just watch Zach Wilson just kind of, fumble around and not make anything happen, and you're not scoring and you're not converting off of these turnovers. Now, when Aaron Rodgers walks in, there's an opportunity for you to make huge plays off of these turnovers and to convert on points as well.
Yeah, I think that's the key here. Aaron Rodgers right now, it's positive for him to get plus 1.5 touchdowns. I think Bills defense is really the ones that got to step up. They're the ones that are going to have to get past the Jets offensive line, bolstered with a bunch of first-round picks, as well as the fact they have 2 capable running backs now. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a little bit of pressure taken off him, and we've seen him in that 2 running back offense before with Jamal Williams, Aaron Jones, working with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Obviously, now you're going to have Dalvin Cook, who's electric, fully healthy. Breece Hall come back fully healthy. I think that the Jets do have a huge offensive firepower, but the Bills, at the end of the day, I think Josh Allen and them are coming in this year with a big chip on their shoulder. I see the Bills really being second to Miami. I do see the Jets being third in the division. Sorry, Jets fans, but I got to say, this is one of the most competitive divisions in football. And you guys could obviously win it, but with Aaron Rodgers. But I got to say, it starts here by beating the Bills. And I do think that really comes later in the season when the chemistry is built between all that we're talking about and all that they've been building. And Aaron Rodgers is going to be building too. Week 1 at home, this is so important for them to win. But I will take the Bills going there because I do think that the Jets, the chemistry isn't there. We've seen the Bills be a playoff team in the last few years. We've seen this Diggs-Allen combination, but there's also more weapons. They have Dalton Kincaid, who's been brought in there, James Cook, Dalvin's brother. It is a matter of the Cooks. I have to ask you, which Cook brother is going to have more yards this weekend?
I'm going to go with Dalvin.
That's your boy.
The defensive front of the Jets is not going to allow James to do much. I'm going with the New York Jets, by the way, in this
Straight
one. Straight up. I think you talked about it very early on, and I think absolutely there's a huge stage for them on Monday. It's 9-11. It's the first game of Aaron Rodgers. You've had the hard knocks. You've had the offseason. You've had all these things kind of go your way. Now it's time to put it all together and put it up against the guys. They've been winning the division the last few years since Tom has left New England. And now this is their chance, I think. The window of opportunity is there for at least like the next 2 to 4 years, maybe give or take. I'll be nice right now to Aaron Rodgers, 2 to 4 years. And so you got to capitalize on it. And now's the chance. I've been saying it since last year. The Jets have a playoff-ready defense, and now they finally have the offense to match. Like we're talking about with all the pass catchers and all those kinds of things, all the running backs.
Yeah.
It's a very balanced team. I think, though, if they don't get off to the hot start that we expect them to, they have a tough, pretty opening 7 games.
Yeah.
They could easily find themselves in like a 3-4 hole. And then this division, like you're talking about, one of the best divisions in all of football with these electric offenses, the Bills, the Dolphins, and now the Jets. Sorry, Patriots. You got to get all these wins now. And these divisional wins early on in the season are going to be so crucial.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, but I do think that at the end of the year when the Jets go to Buffalo, it's going to be more of a story that they're in Buffalo having to get that win. I think it will be close. I think Buffalo does edge it out, but I expect the Jets to do well. I expect Diggs to get a touchdown for the Bills. I expect Garrett Wilson to get a touchdown. On the Jets side, it's going to be really on the top tier guys here to step up. This is one of those games where they're going to be expected to play a huge role.
Yeah, one of the things I just want to put out there, definitely hit the over, I think, on the 46.5. I think both teams can easily score 23, 24 points.
Despite the good defenses, great quarterback play.
Exactly.
With that can come anything.
If you have Gabe Davis, do not start him in week 1. It's a fantasy trap. He only has 235 yards on 14 receptions through 6 games. And in those 6 games, only one game where he had over 40 yards. That was kind of an outlier. We had 93. The rest all hovered around like 17, 39, 24, things like that. So you have Gabe Davis.
So you heard Sean. You sitting Gabe Davis. And Sean, I have him on one of my teams. So
I have him on one of my teams too. I'm not starting him this week at all. I'm starting Dalvin, though.
What do you what kind of fantasy players are you going to be starting this week, obviously, on the Monday night if you're going to rally them off?
You got to start Diggs. Put him there in your flex if you haven't yet. If you have the ability to put him down there in your flex, if not, obviously keep him in your wide receiver 1. Obviously, you're going to start Josh Allen. I think you're definitely going to start Garrett Wilson. I would stay away from the defenses. I think for now, I drafted the Jets defense in one of them, and I picked up Atlanta's defense to start right now, which is kind of a weird one. But I was like rookie quarterback. That's a good matchup. And the only reason why is I think the Jets defense is going to end up being top 5 fantasy. But the week 1, you're going up against a divisional opponent. Yep. You just kind of want to gauge, see what they're going to do. And there's always a weird outlier. They might end up only getting like 3 points. Yeah. And to me, it's like, all right, well, I think Atlanta might be able to get like 4.5 points, which is better.
As you know, we're both going Atlanta this weekend. Now it seems like we are, opposed on this one. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, though. I mean, the Jets at home, like I said, wouldn't be shocked. Love to oppose you, but I'm like, wow, the one last question I got to ask before we go is really just Josh Allen. Last 3 years, 35-plus touchdowns. No quarterback has ever done that 4 years in a row. Can he do that?
35 passing touchdowns?
Yes.
Yes.
I also say yes.
I'll say yes. I'll put that as a yes. I like that. One more question I got for a bet. Aaron Rodgers over 275 yards at plus 245. Yes or no?
I will take the over on that, and I know that on FanDuel it's also 253. If you get it there, go for it. I think 300 is not without it's not something to be overlooked because it's Aaron Rodgers.
He loves to go deep, and it might be 302 touchdowns. And
I love that.
But it's still over 3. It's still
which would still hit the plus 1.5.
And that's all we need. All right, that's all the time we have. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. It's a great Monday Night Football matchup. We hope you enjoy it.
Heck yeah. Thank you guys always for checking us out. Just Saying Football. Just saying, no GWJS on Instagram for all your article video updates for all our game picks in between now and the game. Thank you guys. Check us out. Just Saying Football, Spotify and YouTube every week. Thank you guys. We got a lot of content coming.
Enjoy.